Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to this special live broadcast. I say special live broadcast. I think that all my broadcasts are special, but this one is even more special because I have a special guest that I'll be bringing on in a moment. IFBB professional and amazing guy, Jeff Willet. And we're going to be talking about a really special event that we're in the planning stages of Jeff and myself, and we want your input. We want to make this an amazing, life-changing event. Our minds have been going crazy about the tremendous and memorable and life-changing, really concrete strategies just to change your life forever. We've been just brainstorming and imagining what value we can bring to you. And at the same time, Jeff Willet, I'm going to bring him on in a moment. He's an amazing coach and leader. You know what I've done if you've been on my live broadcast and been following me over the years. You know how passionate I am about not just your bodybuilding and training, but your personal man formation, becoming the best man you can be. We know what you need. All right, we've been on this side of the camera, the video, the internet, and we've been working with literally collectively thousands of people who are just like you and me and Jeff, right? So we know what you need as far as the leaderships take your training and your life to the next level. And we want your input, how we can make this just a very, very special event for you. So that's what this live broadcast is all about. So I'm going to bring Jeff Willet on to this broadcast right now. And then I'm going to continue to say hello. I know we have a lot of Jeff's raving fans and students. And of course, if you're on this page, the Skip LaCour Facebook page, or if you are on YouTube watching it in a replay version, then you know what I do here. This is the time for you to say hello to Jeff and myself. I always want to acknowledge you. That's the beauty of these live broadcasts, that we can connect and make our world a lot tighter and closer. So let me welcome, he's been on the screen for a little while, IFBB professional bodybuilder, Jeff Willet. Welcome back to this live broadcast, Jeff. How are you today, sir?
I'm great. It's good to be back.
Yes, it is. So why don't you fill them in on, we did our live broadcast. It was great connecting. Although you and I have been connecting not only through our bodybuilding career in the 14 years since, we've stayed in constant contact. It was great to be teamed up with you again over the internet. In the last couple of days, tell me about some of the questions, the comments, the feelings, the emotions that you've gone through, and then you've got the love and the feedback through your friends, your fans, your followers, your supporters.
Right away, absolutely. Well, right away, when we put up there that we did that interview together, and I think seeing just a picture of us together back in one of those iconic shots from back in our prime, I think it brought a lot of our maybe older fans, brought back that memory, and it got a lot of feedback from older fans and newer followers and clients. And right away, there seemed to be a lot of interest about you and I working together and the message that we bring. And I think our combined, energy that we have. Not only that, there's just kind of a certain nostalgic thing about, two of the best, dare I say, drug-free bodybuilders really in history, that we're forever united in that great, accomplishment. But people look to that, and I think it inspires people, and even to this day. So it was great to see that kind of feedback. And on a personal level, what I've always enjoyed communicating with you is, we went through a very unique time together and experienced some things that were pretty, unique to our situations. And to this day, we have we'll forever be connected in that way. And that's something I'm real proud of. So every time we get together, it kind of revives a little bit of that energy and that passion that we, at the time, directed completely to our bodybuilding careers. But now we have that same passion and energy, but we direct it into our businesses of helping people achieve varieties of success, whether it be business, whether it be their physique or whatever. So we still have the same thing, but now we direct it in a different way. And it was nice to share that with you the other day.
Right. A lot of those same feelings. I think what it meant to me is, my guys know I am always testing. I'm always putting things out there. I'm always doing things to share my knowledge. So much so, Jeff, we've talked a lot, is that I've learned all the influence and persuasion and internet strategies on how to get a lot of likes, loves, and shares. So much so, the contrast on my beliefs about what really helps people and what is amazing and shared and loved on social media isn't necessarily the same thing. And I know you have a little boy the same age as my little boy, and everything I say on the internet, it passes through a filter. Is this what I believe in 100%? Is it total congruency with what I would teach my son? And I wonder if you feel the same way too. And one thing that it just has me concerned is that there's so many people now glued and captivated by the internet. And I get it. We need distractions. It's amazing. It's interesting. The challenge is the mental and emotional conditioning and character and mindset, our beliefs about the world. And I was listening to this amazing podcast from one of the original founders of Google, who has learned how to create these amazing social media platforms that have us addicted. And he says, kids nowadays, they are basing their beliefs about how to think about the world, about what's right, wrong, good, or bad, based on how many likes they get as they share their life. And to me, that was a challenge. It was a challenge because what is liked is just what the masses do, what conventional thinking is, and that's not what creates an extraordinary body, life, or relationships or anything. And it really doubled down, my commitment to go against the grain, to stay consistent with what I believe to be true and not what's popular. And even more than that, I want to find the perfect blend, not making it black or white. I want to just come into people's lives. And the feedback from you and I together just made me recommit to that. And recommitting to that, I mean something more than over the internet. And that I saw the tremendous life-changing possibility about you and I getting together with guys who are just like us, who want more, not only for our physical bodies, but from life, and to have a 3-day in-person life-changing seminar, and not just like the 8 to 5 of a seminar, right? I mean, all weekend long, prepared to get no sleep, whatever the hell it takes to. Can you tell I'm a little bit passionate about this, Jeff? Right?
Great.
Yeah.
It drives, passion drives it. Yeah.
Right. And that was another thing that I appreciated is, sometimes, and Jeff, we're always going to the next level, no matter what we accomplished in the past, and cracking the code to the next level. Just because we had big muscles and won trophies, that doesn't crack the code necessarily to family and relationships, the stages of life we're in right now. And all that work and that effort, the emotional connection that it created with so many people. We're not thinking about what we did in the past so much because we're thinking about the future. And I'm always reminded how entertainers, why they're so massively popular. It's because we as listeners who absorb the music, the rock stars, the rappers, whatever it is, we go through situations in our life, challenges, ups, downs, and all arounds, and we're forever linked to that music of the time. One thing I learned through the feedback just in the last couple of days is that journey, that crying, that ultra focus that we did on and we spilled our lives out on the crude forms of our daily lives, our daily journey towards contest. We have created that emotional connection. And a lot of guys remember the day with who they were, what they were going through in their lives when we left it all on the floor through those broadcasts. And it made me reappreciate everything that we've done. And it made me even more committed to bring you guys up to speed of where Jeff and I are now. And doing it live on something that's really effective, right? I can probably go on, but I think you got to get the point. I'm crazy passionate about this opportunity, right? Anything you want to add to that, Jeff?
No, I echo a lot of what you say, and I just think that it's good to, it feels good to be able to combine together because there is so much parallel and like-mindedness in what we've done. And let's not forget, you were very instrumental in me when I was before I became a colleague and a peer of yours. So I utilized your coaching back then as a catalyst, to get to that next level. And now a lot of those same teachings are still ingrained in me that I pass on to people. And for me, it's much, much more than just physiques at this point. Yes, the nuts and bolts of that, I love helping people with that. I know it like the back of my hand. But it's also about giving them something that it can change their life and make them more productive and feel better about themselves and therefore be a better father, husband, just citizen, not to sound too pie in the sky, but I believe that.
No, I get it. Yeah, no, well, hey, we all go through our journeys. Someone who is really committed to the gym, that can have a physique, and sometimes, you know what it's like. You have guys who are your students, and they're doing an amazing job, but they want that next level. Sometimes they don't understand how they've already far surpassed 95% of the population. I mean, they're winning the game, but they don't feel like they're winning, right? And sometimes they need to know that so they can take that into other areas of their life. Hey, Jeff, you're reminding me a lot of more things to say, but I want to connect and say hello to all the people who are on the line here, because I do a lot of these live broadcasts, and what makes it special for me and I know for my guys is that they can actually talk to us. So Daniel says, hello, Skip. Hi, Jeff. All right. So thank you so much for being here, Daniel, and chiming in. Yakim. Oh, my God, you both look like you're 25 years old. Well, that's awfully nice of you. Joaquin, thank you so much. Lotta, hello. Lotta says hello. Hey, join in on this. Let's use this cool feature. Let me put you on the screen. This is the time to connect with Jeff and myself. In a moment, we're going to be talking about what you want for this live seminar. What, in addition to what we have planned for you, what we've been dreaming about, what we will continue to think about, we want your input on this live 3-day life-changing personal growth and training seminar in sunny Northern California. All right. Let's see. Joaquin says, hi, buddy. James says, hi. Hello, James. All right, guys. All right. So let me just do a couple things here. Again, you're speaking with Jeff Willet, IFB professional, coach, leader in many different areas. And if you're new to this broadcast, maybe you're coming from Jeff's, we tweeted this, we sent out emails. I want to take the time to introduce myself. My name is Skip LaCour. I'm a coach, I'm a speaker, I'm an entrepreneur. Many people know me as a 6-time national champion drug-free bodybuilder. I'm committed, all right? No matter if you do Google search and see all those trophies or accomplishments of physique in the past, I am so committed to doing so much more that's going to top that. I've been working incessantly. I've been obsessed with helping you make changes in your life with my Manformation personal development program for men. And again, when it's said and done, you think these muscles were something? It's going to be nothing compared to the Manformation personal development program for men. Jeff, take the time to introduce yourself to maybe some people scrolling through on Facebook or on YouTube. Maybe they're my fans or followers. They weren't around back in the day when we hung out together.
Well, as Skip said, I'm Jeff Willet. I'm IFBB professional, also a lifetime drug-free bodybuilder, most known for my 3 Team Universe champion victories and the one that produced the overall title. And I devoted my entire youth, really, starting at 16 until 29, to those bodybuilding goals. And then now, much like Skip, now everything is shifted. For 11 years, I was a gym owner while I was still doing my different products and services. Closed the gym, and now my emphasis is really on coaching, teaching, helping people achieve. My saying, believe, achieve, that I like, but it's just because I think it's so important. You get a good plan, you believe it, and then you can achieve great things with good execution, smart execution. That's what really helped me. I mean, Skip was integral early in my career in helping me get to a next level when I was a competitor, taking 9th place, and he was smoking everybody. So, he was instrumental in me at that point in my career. Now, the drive for me is really to help give people tools to achieve. And I have a premium website, jeffwilletpremium.com, which is where I funnel all of my current work, from videos to nutrition plans, workout plans. I'm very much a nuts and bolts, sets and reps guy, so I lay that all out for you so you have a clear plan to execute. But even more than that, it's teaching you apart from what bodybuilding mythology is versus what's real physiology, nuts and bolts, just to help you maximize your results, which in turn you can then carry on for a lifetime of having a strong, healthy, good physique. And I just think it's that balance of achieving physical success, but also great mindset habits that really translate far beyond just the gym, but whether it be in work or in relationships or whatever. But a strong, powerful mindset can really help you achieve in many areas of your life. So that's really the gist of, I guess, in a nutshell, where I was and where I'm heading.
Awesome, Jeff. I did post, and it's still on the screen, and that's your jeffwilletpremium.com website. You guys definitely want to check that out. Also, when you do go there, you'll be able to get on Jeff's email list for his tips and his alerts. He'll alert you or direct you to his YouTube channel, his Twitter page, Instagram page there too. Hey, and while we're talking about that, because I want to always provide you with tremendous value, one thing that I'm crazy passionate about, again, is your personal development. I have a free gift for you, and that's at 15manformationsteps.com. It's there on the screen. The number 15, manformationsteps.com. It's a members only website, but it's absolutely free. You get instant access, you get immediate access, and I take you over 18 days through 15 manformation steps, whether it's the body that you want, the life that you want, the relationships that you want, the business. I mean, control, clarity, and focus is what you're going to need. And I use my over 33 years in personal development and 27 years as a leader in fitness, fielding so many questions with people just like you and me. And I take really good care of you. Again, it's free access. There's instant access. You want to make sure you get in there right now with my current group of guys before I kind of put you into the next round, right? Because there's a special email address inside of the 15 Manformation Steps. And as the men who are ambitious and driven, just like you, aggressive, they want more. As they go through the modules, as they go through the steps, they have a special email address where I really guide them through, augment what they're learning from the daily videos that get dripped out to you every single day. Again, that is my free gift to you, and that's at 15manformationsteps.com. All right, Jeff, so let's talk about, tell me what you envision over the last 3 days. What has your brain been imagining? All right, your heart, your soul been imagining. What do you see for the outcomes for the 3-day training and personal growth seminar?
Well, the thing that is apparent to me is, like, I know that what's really cool about technology, as you've mentioned, is the ability to reach people wherever they're at from, the internet, from Skype and whatever, and they've had a lot of success helping people that way. But then when you have the ability to be in a one-on-one intimate setting, get to know people more personally, the effects are even exponentially better. I had the unique experience, as did you, years and years ago, doing something similar, where people actually came to an event in a camp setting. But I just remember the impact it had on them after that experience, from what I heard back from them. But not only that, the impact it had on me and the ability to help people in that setting and just get that more one-on-one connection. Some of them I still am friends with to this day. Even though it was so long ago, because of the impact that it had. So that's what I've been thinking about, a way to reach people even at a higher level, greater impact. But again, there's also a lot of personal satisfaction and development that I get from that. So as much as I'm helping people, it also helps me.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great insight. My mind has been going crazy. We've already shared a lot of thoughts. I'm going to tell you what I have envisioned for you guys. And again, I want your feedback. Jeff and I, we know what you need. We want to lead you, but I want to hear about what you have to offer. I'm also going to take the time to read one gentleman direct message me on Facebook about some of the things that he would like to see, and maybe that'll stimulate some thought. And again, whether you do it here live through our interaction here, you give your input of some things you'd like to get out of a 3-day seminar live with Jeff and myself. You can always email Jeff. You can email me. You can direct message me here. you can direct message Jeff, right? I even have my phone number if you're on my email list about this, because this is going to be a special event. It's going to take a lot of effort on our part. I mean, one thing that Jeff and I have been talking about, we got to bring our game face on from day one, and that's why we jumped right on the line today to build on the momentum that we created just a couple of days ago. I'm going to tell you what I envision, but I want to take the time to connect and allow Jeff to connect with you too. He can't see these comments, so I'm going to read them off, and I'm going to let him respond because some of these names I'm sure will be familiar to Jeff. So Irfan says, "Hello, my gurus." Does that name sound familiar to you, Jeff?
Irfan. Sure does.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Joaquin says, "You guys are heroes." Oh, thank you so much, Joaquin. Christian Phelps, I know you know Christian, right? Two legends together, brilliant content. Again, Christian says, two legends together, brilliant content. Thank you so much. Anthony, I don't think Anthony was around our tribe back in the day, but Anthony is a really passionate guy. He's a leader in his special niche with his mission. And Anthony says, "Awesome having this opportunity to listen and learn from you guys." Thank you so much for being here and the kind comments, Anthony. Let's see. Jeff says, Jason Gomez says, "Jeff, thanks for all the content that you have put out." Okay, awesome. Jeff Teo says hi. And let's answer questions since Joaquin posted it here. What kind of food is good for starting training? All right, Jeff, you want to attack that question while Joaquin? I always want to award people for boldness and taking the opportunity. So attack that for Joaquin there, Jeff.
Sure. I think that you want to keep it simple, especially starting, and put an emphasis on quality protein. So just in summary, I think that's, foods like chicken, turkey, fish, lean beef as far as your food sources. But then I also think some good quality protein supplementation around your workout. If you just emphasize greater protein intake, especially around your workout and what I call the pre-post workout bubble, if you do that alone, you're going to start to accelerate your results. And then when you get more into it, you can worry about getting more details, nuts and bolts, nutrients, calories, et cetera. But for the beginning, just focus on getting your protein level up and consistent, and especially supplementing around your workout.
Yeah, that's some great advice, Jeff. I'm going to add to that, and it's very consistent with what Jeff has to say. And if you've been following me about how we can create an amazing life outside of the gym, in addition to the gym, not one or the other, you'll hear me talk about, sometimes you have these goals, like to have, 10 more pounds of muscle or 10 pounds less fat or whatever, and you have this vision of this physique. I always want to remind you that goal, whether it's that physical body, that muscle, or being devoid of fat, or if it's a trophy, if you're that extreme, that's just what your best guess that's going to make you happy and fulfilled. It may or may not. It may not be a level 10 out of 10. One thing that you can do every single day is to become a better human being, to put yourself in the area of being happy and fulfilled. Because sometimes you can win the trophy, and Jeff, we might want to share our feelings about this. Sometimes you could do the trophy, and the amount of work that it took to go for that specific goal may not be worth necessarily everything that you put into it. But if you are a systems thinker, you think of, I'm just putting myself by becoming better and better every single day, you have more chances to win and you have less chances to lose, because everything you do is making you a better person. It's thinking of a system and not specifically about a hit or miss goal, because I'll tell you what, I've done this many times thinking about goals, is that, first of all, let me just put this caveat, is that anytime you move forward, take action. Okay, you're going to be a better person. But when you can do it from the inception, from the very beginning, you have better chances to win and better chances to be happy every step along the way. So what does this have to do with eating? Don't be consumed with the strategy. Be consumed with systems that you can actually follow through with, right? So if you have this, back in the day, and I know Jeff isn't a big fan of this, right? someone who was really passionate where fitness was their life, I remember them saying, look, you got to have different sources of protein every single day. And he had this very complex system where he had like 4 sources of protein, fish, chicken, beef, whatever, every single day. Now, that's great in theory. That's super specific too. I'm not exactly sure how much more muscle that is going to help you create at the end of the day or at the end of the month or the end of the week. I can tell you that that's a very complex system. The more complex your system is, the least likely you'll have to follow through. The young guys today, they talk about having all this variety of food, and I get it. If you can make your journey more pleasurable and do less suffering, I am all for that. Just make sure that you don't make your system so complicated, even if it's based in science, even if it sounds, like the best way to do it, because it doesn't matter if you don't follow through. So make sure that you don't make your systems, your process, so complex, because in the bottom line, it comes to protein, carbs, and fat, overloading the muscle, resting, recovery, doing it again, and doing that consistently over time. Right? What do you think about
correct?
That, yeah.
No,
all
absolutely
right.
correct. I just want to add one point about the reward and the sacrifice. Sometimes people wonder why I stopped after winning the overall, and in my heart, I was at a point where the reward no longer outweighed the sacrifice.
Yeah. I'm going to come back to Jeff. Jeff, just sound off when you can hear. We're having a little bit of a technical challenge. I'm sure that we'll have that worked out. And, I want to get back to Jeff talking about the reward, the goal, reaching the goal, risk versus reward, the amount of effort you put into a goal, and then making adjustments in life. So when we get Jeff back on the line, I'm gonna make sure he leaves off on that point. He comes back to that point. I think it's such a great point. I want to give you, my beliefs about that too. Oh, here we go. Here's Jeff again. All right, Jeff, you're back on the line. So you were talking about, people ask you, well, why did you stop? Bodybuilding, you're amazing. You're awesome. Why did you stop? All right. So here you go. You're back. Continue that point, Jeff. All right. Let's see here. Okay. Jeff's can't hear me right now, obviously. So I'm going to say a little message to Jeff on the other side. So that you can get that all situated. We'll come back to that point. Isn't that the amazing thing about going live here? To talk about that point is that, again, goals, whether it's a body or a trophy or it's a journey, that's just your best guess that'll make you happy, and it'll make you happy to the extent you want. I'll tell you this, you should go for it, because you sitting around and theorizing if something's going to make you happy or not, that's not going to do anything. You got to get moving. If you move any direction, fail, succeed, it's a version of what you thought was going to make you happy. You can always make adjustments in motion during the journey, rather than too many people sit back and theorize what the goal is going to bring them, and they sit, and it's still going to be theory until you take action. Jeff, can you hear me? All right. So the point though is that you got to take action. You got to go on your journey and then make adjustments along the way. And I think that one thing that Jeff was pointing out was that he made an adjustment. He got everything he wanted and more out of training, and I'll let him talk about it, his particular situation. And I'll talk about mine in that regard. I don't really think about it too much. I mean, I've heard that too, as well, why did Skip stop competing or this and that. I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm 55 years old. And I don't know if you also know this. I stopped competing at 41 years old, right? And I competed for 15 straight years. All that emotion, all that passion, all the dedication that you read on the journals, right? That came at a price that I was willing to pay. And there's other things like my family. I mean, so important to me. Like the things that I've been doing and connecting with you. And I've got some amazing things planned as far as my business career and what the value it's going to bring to you that I have been working very hard behind the scenes. That has superseded at this stage of my life, building more and more muscles and going on stage with my banana hammock. It's not necessarily that one is better than the others, but I check that off. I check that off. I understand, guys. Right. I remember when I was going through the journey and I would see guys who were done with their career and I would say, wow, because you're so into it. It's everything in the world. You have so much emotion attached to it. Why would anybody give this up? Right. Because it's everything in the world to you. I get it. But maybe there will come a time where you want a little bit more and maybe when it's that time, maybe I can be that example for you too. Jeff, can you hear me right now, Jeff?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Great. No worries at all. All right. So, Jeff, you were talking about answering the question of why would you stop competing and your goals. So we're going to get you back on and continue that.
Yeah, one of the big things was in my heart, and I kind of felt this going up to that. I had poured so much into it that I really felt that the reward no longer outweighed the sacrifice for me, and that was one of the big things, so I had achieved the ultimate that I wanted, which is to get that pro status. But then I just didn't feel I could put myself through that again, the extremes you have to do, particularly drug free. I couldn't muster it anymore. And that's when I knew it was time for me to stop, because the only way to do it at that level, you got to be fully, your heart, your soul, your mind's got to be fully invested. And I just wasn't anymore. And again, like you said, it's hard for some people to understand at that point, because essentially, you're on top, you're in magazines, you're getting the coverage, you're all this, and I just, I stopped. But it was time to try to go on to be great at the next thing, and that's really part of my personal journey that I'm still working on. That's something I did, but and I'm immensely proud of it. But it doesn't define who I am. It's one thing that I did, and now it's time to be great at other things. And one of those things that gives me the most reward is helping other people achieve, whether that be physique or whether that be, other goals. But that's an immensely rewarding thing that I enjoy doing and a big part of what I do now.
Right. But did you identify with that comment? I mean, sometimes when they just want to achieve that physical body, that trophy, it's everything. They have so much of their identity and so much of their future identity tied to that muscle and that goal. And they see that we've achieved it. It's like, why would we ever want to do anything else? Right. I get it. Right. To some people, what you're saying right now is absolutely speaking Martian to them. They go, what is he saying? What? There's something besides muscle, right? I get it. Yeah. And we want you to have that muscle. We're not going to let our, collectively, how many years collectively
50
is
plus,
it?
Probably 50.
So all of these years, how many years have you been training, Jeff? Because it's been 27 for me.
Yeah, I started at 16 and I'm 43, so whatever that is.
Yeah, so that's a lot of years. We're not going to let that, go to waste. We're not going to skip ahead to the next phase of life when that's what you want. We're going to give you that. We're just going to set you up and pre-frame you for the next stage of your life too. Everything that we're learning too, with the same zest and zeal that we taught you about and continue to teach about training and eating. I'll tell you this, when I'm visualizing what I see for this seminar, this is what I see. I understand you guys probably more than you realize and what this journey means to you. I also realize that we're a lot the same, not exactly the same, but enough that our interests are parallel for a lot of reasons. Right? I've been on this planet maybe a little bit longer than you have, and I've gone through my journey. I've learned a lot of things, and also 27 years as a fitness leader, I've had so many emails come back and forth, and we've had these conversations. I have the I feel privileged to have this experience. I talked with a gentleman who was during this live broadcast, and I made myself available to him. And, he talked about his challenges and his journey that started long before he started lifting. He started about lifting and the lack of connection that is causing in his personal life and the challenges, right? And I feel so privileged that one thing that you don't understand is that not only have I gone through this, not only has my wife gone through this, I've talked to literally hundreds of men who have gone through the same journey. Sometimes it's just unique and different to you, and sometimes when you feel you're the only one going through it, it makes the journey even tougher. And one thing I am so passionate about is your personal development on your way to getting muscles. And one thing I envision is the connection at this 3-day seminar. Like I said, I was talking to Jeff, is that we're going to sleep beforehand, we're going to sleep afterwards, but the 3 days we're there, we're going to leave it all on the floor. And it's in beautiful California. I posted some pictures of the beautiful hotel. Maybe you've seen me train in the gym. There's a great restaurant. There's facilities like if you want to bring your wife or girlfriend. There's yoga classes. There's great childcare if you want to bring your kids. Amazing childcare that my 2 kids are there every single day while my wife does yoga. Your wife can do yoga. Maybe, who knows? I'm just thinking about this, is that maybe Jeff will bring his wife. My wife will be there, and they'll lead a woman's group of leadership, of life-minded people, right? 2, but you have access to all the amenities at the Renaissance Hotel and Club Sport. That's the great facilities like hot tubs, hot saunas, dry saunas, wet saunas, massages, restaurant. They have a beautiful pool, and then they have special cabanas. Maybe one of the days when we're wrapping up, all the guys will all be out there, maybe the wives too, I don't know. We can connect, right? So when Jeff and I aren't on stage presenting, and then in the breakout groups and things like that, you're going to get one-on-one time with us. Maybe it's an evening, a warm evening in California, and there's a trail, 10 steps out of the hotel, and you and I go on a 2-hour walk talking about your life, right? And then in that same weekend, you get 2 hours one-on-one with Jeff, right? Whatever it takes, we'll worry about sleeping later. I want this to just be an amazing, life-changing event that you'll never forget. All right. Okay. So let me bring Jeff on, and let's talk. Let's see. So Ira was here in Belgium, and he's in a car thunderstorm, so he's going to be careful out there. All right. Let's see. So Lotta says, fix a work to me over there. I will move. Is that a work visa, right? I assume that's what you mean there. Let's see what else here. So let's see. So Christian has some comments here. Due to Jeff, Stewart, and yourself, I am a qualified trainer, having changed my lifestyle and body composition following Max OT, Mass Machine. How would you train people in the same system, as I find it hard to train people the way I do within that hour sweet spot? When you personal train people as a low reps and heavy weight with exclamation point and cardio, is hard to convince someone who needs my help. Many thanks. Did you get that question from Christian? That's a great question.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I popped in just in time. I apologize. I'm kind of getting in and out here, but
no worries.
He brings an interesting question, and I had this during the time that I was a gym owner and had different, personal trainers, and I had to say, okay, there's a difference between what you know is best for somebody, but then also in that sense, what they feel is best for them. And in the personal training sense, they're coming to you for not only the physical, but there's a psychological and emotional part they want as well. Now, it's balancing what is best for them versus what they think they need, and kind of coming somewhere in the middle, because psychologically they have to feel too like they're getting, the money that they're investing in you. So to me, it's a little bit of an educational process. And in the beginning, when you're getting someone and developing a relationship, you might have to slide that system a little more, slightly more toward the mainstream, not compromise your ideals of what you think is best for them. But in the education process, educate them of why you're training them that way, but also kind of, you might need to slide it, compromise a little bit, give them a little bit of what they want psychologically till they develop more trust with you and you start to explain more. And then you can, segue more into the hardcore principles. But as someone who's taught the principles and still teaches them for a number of years, it's difficult because it's very out of the mainstream of what I call bodybuilding mythology and fitness mythology. And I could talk 5 hours on this alone, and maybe I will that weekend. But there's a lot of bodybuilding and fitness mythology that we get ingrained with that's just in people's heads. And then when they come to you and you're explaining something that's way over here, it takes a while for them to grasp it. So I would just, work to educate them. But again, maybe come somewhere in the middle initially, give them what is best for them, but also kind of some of what they need and develop that relationship. And I think in time, you can start to slide the principles more over. That's just a real quick, summary. But again, that's a discussion we could talk for a long time on.
Right. No, that's a great question. I tell you, I could pack so much into that. I'm gonna take a shot at it because Christian said, "Hi, Skip. I asked this to Jeff and got a great response. But your point of view, could you answer this, please?" All right. You ready for this, Christian? Right? Because, again, this is your big brother, your buff dad you never had, giving you some perspective of what I see of the world. This is just my story, my view of the world for you to just entertain. It's just perspective, objectivity. You still have all of your choices in front of you. I just want to add some things for you to consider coming to the answer that you want. This is my belief, and Jeff and I have talked about this. There's no sense on having, quote unquote, the right strategy if you're not effective at influencing, persuading, and leading somebody to your point of view. Influence and persuasion strategies, having that type of personality is far more important than the strategies. You've seen this many times before, and I'll tell you is that one thing I find challenging about our fitness community, from my perspective, the leaders, they have the same challenges in life as you and I do. They have the same biases. They're getting over the same things of being bullied or feeling significant. The thing is that they just have a certain body, or they just double down, triple down, and quadruple down on strategies, right? With no emphasis on how to be influential and persuasive to sell their point of view. They just make it black or white, which is very common of all of us who attract to fitness sometimes. And so as long as they have quote unquote logic on their side, they have science on their side, they end it there. Facts don't matter, and and just to give you something to consider, you might be science minded and say, yes, they do. Well, all scientists don't agree. They don't perceive all of the data out there to come to the same conclusion. And that's certainly true in our fitness environment, right? It isn't like all science people agree on it. So if they don't agree, let me take it to the practical world. Why is it that a person can use an inferior strategy and then get amazing results? Now, before you think it's drugs or genetics, maybe, I guess, I don't know, think a little bit more. And then why can a person have an amazing set of scientific strategies and produce inferior results? And they may say it's because I don't take drugs and I have poor genetics, right? But again, those are just perceptions of what the outcome is. It's really not based on science. It's really based on emotion. One thing that there's a big challenge with most of us, especially we label ourselves as scientific, logical thinkers. We use rationale and reasoning. I think that that belief, I just want you to have something to consider. If that's getting everything you really want in life, then continue thinking that. But it's my belief, we as human beings are really emotional. We really make emotional decisions, whether we think we're science-minded or not. With that, if I'm building a rock solid case for something for you to at least consider, there are many ways to get from point A to point B. And sometimes you need to have that empathy, understanding that connection And those influence and persuasion strategies to connect to the person you're trying to serve, to get them to the promised land, to get them to point A to point B. There's no sense drawing a line in the sand on something that they're not buying, that you're selling. Either find a strategy that works for them or get better at what you're selling. All right. But the question of why can't they just do what's the best thing, like they've got the problem? No, a leader. And if you're in the fitness industry, you are a leader, right? A leader takes responsibility for both sides of the conversation, both sides of the relationship. They don't say, I just throw it out there and it's their, they got it wrong. Let's see, they don't have results. No, a leader says, I'm going to do my best to guide them in the right direction. And it may take 1, 2, 50 different approaches, but I'm the leader. I'm in charge of this relationship and I will eventually get them there. Right? It's like legs. Oh, my legs don't work. What are you going to, they're not growing. What do? Just do 2 different training strategies and stop? No, you're relentless, right? You try all kinds of different strategies to make it work. All right. Whatever it takes, right? Well, that's, as a leader in fitness, you got to have that mentality and use whatever tools, whether mental, emotional, or strategies to lead your client to the results that they want. Right, so you have to have that mental, emotional flexibility and use whatever it takes to get them to the results, even if they aren't using, quote unquote, the right strategy. And who knows, with the rapport that you gain and the success that you give them, life is long. All right, it may be 3 months in the process before, hey, that worked. Now let me show you a more effective strategy. Sometimes when we draw that line in the sand between here and now, that's really about us. They're not listening to us. I don't feel significant because I have the right strategy. And I just want you to consider, because really, if it's all about them and you want to get the results, there are many ways to do it. And you can lead them to the quote unquote right strategy over time. If you have that patience and that perspective and you take it upon yourself to become that kind of leader. And the last thing I just want to say, because I could talk for 3 hours and this could be a whole afternoon at our 3-day seminar, when I talk to those of us who want to make a life and a living changing people's lives, is that, you know what? It's not the training strategy. It's not the eating strategy. It's not the structure and the discipline that they want. It's not the muscle, and it's not the tight butt, the ripped abs, the loss of body fat. What they want is a feeling, an emotion, control, and they believe that body, that structure is going to get them there. That's your job, to get them to the feelings and emotions that they want, not what you want them to feel. Right? And I hope it's a very long answer, right? I hope that's helpful. You think that's a long answer? Christian, you think that's a long answer? I could talk for 3 days about that. I'm that passionate about that subject. What do you think about that, Jeff?
Yeah, and just to add a little bit to that, just specific on the fitness part, I always say there's not right or wrong in fitness, but I believe there is more and less effective depending upon what your goals are. So it's a sliding scale. Identify your goal and then pick the best appropriate training method to get that outcome in that scale.
Right. And I just want to build upon that, because I 100% agree with what Jeff says, that there are strategies that are more effective than others. I do believe that. And I just want to make that clear, because, some people might misinterpret what I'm saying. And as a matter of fact, tomorrow I'll be doing a live interview with a young man. And the reason why I'm having you on there, he's a personal trainer. He's an independent personal trainer. And the reason why I'm having him on is not only that he's probably like us because he has a passion for fitness and helping other people. Also, part of the reason why he is on here is because I did an interview with him. I'm not sure. I have checked, maybe a year and a half ago. And at that time, he got fired from his safe, secure job that he was outstanding as a trainer in a gym. And so the day I interviewed him, he got thrown out to reality, scared, didn't know what to do next. And he's just been on an amazing journey. And now he's getting closer and closer to where he wants. And so I think it would be an exciting person to talk to, because we're all feeling that. The reason, though, why I brought him up is I was listening to one of his podcasts not too long ago, and he was talking about what we're talking about, the different ways to get from point A to B, training strategies, mindset, this and that. He goes, I don't want to get all Skip LaCour on you now, but so I'm becoming a meme or a colloquialism now, Jeff. So, but I just that's just who I am, and that's what I believe in. From the guys who I've had the privilege to help, that resonates with them, and I know it's counterintuitive to a lot of the black and white thinking, right or wrong. This is the best way to do it. That you see the screaming all over the internet, right? And it's totally what I believe in, the men who can find this sense of calmness and poise in the gray. I believe that's what gets them to the next level in life, and not just to a point, and they get frustrated why they can't break through. And by the way, if that sounds being poised and calm in the gray is something that's attracting you, make sure you sign up for the 15 Manformation Steps, the free website that I talked about at 15manformationsteps.com. All right, Jeff, don't see much input as far as input into the seminar, so it may be up to us. We both have it on our mailing list. So look, if this is in your format, I get it. Some of the deepest thinkers, they're not hanging out on the internet. So I get that too. Make sure you contact us, call if you're watching this and you don't want to, broadcast. I need your input. I want the guys who are serious, who want to spend these 3 days, because I want to design it to you. I don't want to just assume that I have what you need, because I just want this to be a life-changing event. I know that Jeff does too. Anthony says, the quality of your thoughts are brilliant, Skip. Amen. Well, thank you so much, Anthony. I appreciate that support. Okay, Jeff, anything you want to add as we wrap up this live broadcast?
No, it was great again. I'm excited about it, and I would echo what you said. Thoughts and input are welcome about this weekend, because this is really about what you best feel will enhance your life and make it a very rewarding experience. So there's numerous ways to contact both of us. So do that. Give us your thoughts, and we'll keep interacting with everybody and periodically sharing in the process as we go forward, I'm sure.
Yeah, I will tell you this too, guys, that Jeff has a stacked schedule with his business ventures and everything that he's doing. Haldor says, hello from Iceland. All right, let me just read that, Jeff, to us. Just want to start by thanking you guys for the Max OT and nutrition information you have given over the years. I've been using Max OT technique for about 5 years. Just want to let you know that you have helped me and a group of friends in Iceland for years. All right. So thank you so much for that comment, Haldor. All right. Okay. So, but here's the thing about this life-changing 3-day seminar. It's not a for sure thing. This is something we just thought about a couple of days ago when we went live and we caught your energy. So if you're a person who takes action, who wants this, you have to be involved in this process. You have to send us an email. You have to call us because, I think you guys see all the stuff that I've got, my Manformation personal development, my one-on-one coaching, all these live broadcasts I do, my family, my 2 little ones, a 4-year-old, almost 4, and a little over 2-year-old. I'm not going to spend all the time of what it takes to create this amazing event in California. I don't have the time to do it. I have to have some feedback that this isn't something that I want and Jeff wants, right? This may be not the masses, the guys who just talk about stuff and don't take action. They get a lot of fulfillment of just watching videos and don't take action. I get that. It's just not their time. I'm okay with that. But this has to work. We have to have action takers. So if you don't see this happen and you didn't give us your input, well, it's because, hey, it's just our idea. It's just our concept. You guys respected us for so many years. We've helped you change your life. And what do we know? We know a lot, right? So we're not going to just do it because we think so, right? We need some type of input to go forward, because one thing that we've known is until a person is ready, it doesn't matter if there's a seminar available that can change their life in California, right? So I guess what I'm saying is, if you're at all interested in this, we're not going to, it isn't like we're going to have 1,000 people, right? We'll talk to each one of you personally, right? We need that at this inception, at this beginning, if it's going to go to the next step and the next step and the next step. So it's not a for sure thing. So you got to take your hands out of your pockets and interact, because there's not going to be that many of us. I talked about the intensity this weekend. All right. So if you think somebody else is going to do all the heavy lifting and do all this, it's not going to work that way. All right, Jeff, do you want to have anything to add to that?
No, that's correct. I couldn't add any more. That was well said.
Yeah, I wish that we could spend all our lives serving you, and you can have the option to show up or not. That's not going to happen. You got to seize opportunities in life. Sitting back isn't going to do anything. I tell you, I have this love-hate relationship with the internet, because there's a lot of people on it and very few are ready to take action. And I have to help sift through all the very few who are ready to take action. So if that's you got to reach out to me and Jeff, or this event is never going to happen. All right, Jeff. Thank you so much for being here again. Guys, thank you so much for all your comments, all the kind words, all the emails, appreciating it. Thank you. We put a lot into our journey. We're still balancing our life from that severe amount of sacrifice and focus. And your words mean a lot to us, that we did connect it to you emotionally, and we did provide value. We're human beings just like you and me. And just like you, Jeff and I are human beings, and we really do appreciate your feedback on the impact that we've made on your lives. And we want to continue that. We want to take it up to a higher level. And that's what this 3-day seminar is all about. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you for being here. Make sure you go to jeffwilletpremium.com. If anything, watch the videos and get on his mailing list. And then you want to make sure that you go to 15manformationsteps.com. That's my special free gift to you. Free access, instant access, a lifetime access into this 18-day, 15-step module journey, members only website. All right, guys, have a great day. Have an outstanding day. And for Jeff Willet and myself, have an awesome day.